Hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't forget to click subscribe. Visit Clive5art.co.
Hello and welcome for joining me in the studio today. Yes, I got a fun painting. I've actually put some black gesso on a canvas, but I'll be talking about that in just 1 second. It's a 30 by 40 centimeter canvas. That's approximately 12 by 15 inches. Yes. Now, it's a double prime canvas, so it's already had a couple of coats of gesso, and I've already gone ahead and put 2 coats of black gesso on as well. Now I've got to let that dry, because what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be painting a horse. Yes. Now I was trying to think of an easy way, an easy approach to painting a horse, for somebody that's never painted a horse before, or somebody that wants to try painting a horse. So let's have a look at what I've got over here on the desk. Now, as you can see, I've already taken the liberty of drafting up a very quick sketch, very quick outline of a horse on some tracing paper. So you're going to need to get some tracing paper roughly the same size as our canvas if you can, or use any other copying method you use. So this is going to be available on the website. Now what you're going to do, you're going to put some sort of, turn that over, you're going to put some sort of colour on the back. Normally we use a graphite or a soft lead or a charcoal on the reverse of the tracing to get that image onto our canvas, but because it's black it won't show up. So you can pick up some of the, this is a little Faber-Castell wax crayon. Okay, that is okay for this type of purpose. It's not wax as such, it's just a very hard pastel, that's what I should say. Or you can use just an ordinary soft white pastel. Now you don't have to buy a box of these, you could, of all different colours. You can buy these individually if you go to an art store, and all you need to do basically is just go around your lines like that and put this white pastel all over your white lines. And when we've done that, we're going to offer that up to the canvas, and then we're going to fix that in place, and then we're going to trace through that. So just bear with me while I'll go around the outline of this, and I'll show you exactly what the process is. So once you've actually gone around, you don't have to go around every line, these are just guidelines, don't worry. All you need to do then is just offer that up to the canvas. Now it's very important at this stage that we make sure our canvas is absolutely 100% bone dry, okay, because that's going to help. Now we've put the pastel pencil on the one side. All we need to do is reverse that like that and position that then on to our canvas. Get yourself a little bit of masking tape or sticky tape, and then get some prepared first and then stick that down onto the canvas like that. Okay, what I'm going to do is just trim the bottom of that, because it's the tracing paper is just slightly longer than I wanted. Be careful you don't, if you do that, be careful you don't cut through your canvas. And again, fix down the sides, and that's just to prevent movement basically. And all we need to do now is get ourselves quite a hard pencil. I would say a HB or a H, something like that. This happens to be a 2H, but, and then all we need to do now is go over the white lines again like that, and that's going to transfer our image directly onto the canvas. Let's do that. So after you've done that and you've gone round the outline, I suggest just untack the 2 edges a little bit and just lift up. There you are, and you can see if you've missed any lines. So you want this fairly accurate, but you don't have to do every single line. You just want to make sure that you've got your basic outline there, like that. There you go. Can you see that? I think that looks pretty good. I hope you can see that. I'm going to be switching cameras over in a minute, so we can get a close-up view of that. Okay, so what we need to do now is sort out our colours. So let's go and have a look at what colours we're going to be playing with today. So I've got a little bit of a burnt umber, a bit of raw sienna, a small amount of cerulean blue, some Mars black, a little bit of titanium white, and I'm going to be thinning my paints today with my medium mix improver. That actually stops the overbinding of paints, so we're going to go thin these out quite a lot today. So it's a good idea to have something like that, but I have got something else in mind as well, which I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to put that in that little pot there, and I'll be discussing that as I approach. Okay, so let's get back to the canvas. Okay, let's take my hat off because it's a bit warmer in the studio today, and I want to introduce some glazing medium. Now this is made by Winsor & Newton. It's an artist acrylic glazing medium, so it's not on the cheap side. No, you can get cheaper ones, but all it is a very thin polymer resin, but it's on the gloss side, not the matte side. If you've followed the other lessons with me, you've seen me using the matte medium, and this is actually the gloss medium, a glazing medium it is. It's used primarily for glazing paintings, but I thought we'd have a bit of fun today and use that because I want a bit of shine to this painting. And I'm just going to go through the selection of brushes as I use them. So let's just take off our stencil. And as I said, this is available on the actually internet if you want to pop along and get that off my website. Yeah, so please feel free to pop along to www.clive5art.co.uk, and there you're going to see some other range of products as well. And all that money helps me actually keep making these videos. It helps fund the video making because it can be quite expensive with all electricity and stuff, but we don't want to talk about that. No, we don't. Okay, so what should we do? I think very quickly I'm just going to get a number 4 a detail brush, and very quickly I think I'm just going to go into some of my medium mix. Let's just move that over there. I'm just going to get a little bit of titanium white and a little bit of burnt umber, and I'm going to mix those two together very quickly. Now that's going to stop the underbinding on my paint. My paint's not going to flake, and if you've never painted a horse before, this is a fun one to do. It really is. I'm just checking, making sure my camera is quite dark in here. I don't want to up the lighting very much. I'm very quickly I'm just going to go and re-establish my line work. Why? Because what I don't want to do is that I don't want to remove my charcoal by mistake. So very thin wash of paint, again going over those same lines, and this part is quite laborious, but we can get some nice effects from this painting. And not only that, this is the third time now you're actually going to go over this line work, and what that's going to do is it's going to generate a little bit of muscle memory. I have got another painting that I've done previously, as if you've looked at the rooster one, you see that I pre-paint some of these sometimes, so please check that out in the iCards and you'll see exactly what I mean with that. So I'm just making sure that everything is okay. Yeah, I got my phones going off and somebody's trying to disturb me as I'm filming. Let's turn that off. We don't want to be disturbed. We don't. So let's just carry on. And as I said, what happens is, because this is the third time now that you've actually painted this or drawn this line work out, it's going to develop some muscle memory. It certainly is. And you get used to painting and drawing in certain shapes and forms. Once you've done this, I'd suggest you, if you're doing something like this, I suggest you maybe paint this 2 or 3 times. That way you'll start to get a feeling of a horse. And I wanted to do it this way today because I know a lot of you have requested me to paint a horse, and you've seen a couple of my horses. If you was watching the paint and chat with myself and Dawn recently, I'll try and put that in the iCards if you remember. You'll see that I painted a minor on a horse, and I don't paint many horses because I haven't been requested to. I paint mainly pets, but I suppose we could class this as a pet, couldn't we? Yes. So just very, very quickly, I'm just strengthening these lines up as we do, like this. And then we can move on to the fun bit. This should be quite a quick painting when we start it. Should be quite a quick painting once we start it. There we are. So let me just strengthen that line there. I'm going to dry that off very quickly with a hairdryer. See who this person is aggravating me, and we'll get back to it. Okay, children. Children. Dad, can I have some money? Yes. It's always money. It's always money with children. Anyway, okay. Let's get a little bit of this glazing medium and put it by there. A little bit of glazing medium and put it by there. And I'm going to bring some black to it. There we are. Now this shouldn't shift. This should stay black. It shouldn't shift at all. And I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to just put a little bit of black on black. Yes, I hope you can see. You may not be able to. There should be a bit of glare on the cameras. If I've set my cameras upright, you'll see the glare off the paint. Can you see it? I hope you can. It's not always easy setting up cameras and lights and things. Yes, there's a little ear there. So basically all I'm doing is just trying to find a little bit of shadow already. Yes, I think it's a bit early to put shadows in, but this is just going to help me define the shape. There we go. Put some shadow in there like that. I'm not too worried about that part. I wanted to try to develop the face first. And I got my little mister bottle. Again, these mister bottles are available actually on the website. I'm just going to very, very lightly just stop this from drying on me. And I should be doing a series of horse paintings, I think. I'm going to start doing a series of horse paintings. So if there's anybody out there that likes horses, then stay tuned, because there's definitely some more horses going to be coming through on the channel. Now this is going to dry nice and glossy, don't forget. So let's just merge that in there just for now. Blend that off. We can sort that out at a later stage. Okay. Now, but let's get a bit of fun going on here. Let's have a look at this burnt umber. How have I done that? I got some burnt umber over there. I'm going to bring some glazing medium to it. There we go. Nice glaze. As I said, this will dry nice. I got nurse in my bottle. That'll dry nice and shiny. So I'm just going to bring a smallest amount of white to that. Look, smallest amount of white to that burnt umber. And then just take the excess off my brush like that. And then I'm going to just check like this. Just follow those lines. Very, very lightly brushing this in. Mix it where I can with a little bit of black like that. Let's just redefine around that nostril like that. Got a muscle coming down there. That's the thing with horses, they're very muscular. So we've got to try and find that shape where we can. And it's nice painting on black like this because you can see more colour and more depth. Don't worry if there's a couple of lines showing here and there, because we're going to be working on those. How have I got this one? This one's coming down like that. this face going in there like that. Just get a little bit of burnt umber now, a bit more of that glazing medium. Okay, let's just put a bit of burnt umber in there now, just change that value a touch. Don't be afraid to try new things. You've heard me say in the past, it's very important that we try these things. Do something that makes you feel really uncomfortable as far as your art is concerned, because you'd be surprised sometimes that these things may turn out a lot better than you think. And I do surprise myself sometimes, because I try different projects and things. I'm mixing a little bit more white. I try different projects sometimes, and I'm thinking, oh, I don't know really if this is gonna work, but until you try, you don't know. And that's the joy of acrylic painting, is that there's always something new to learn with this medium, and I find it very, very relaxing to use as well. There you go. Okay, so get a bit of raw sienna now there. I think it was raw sienna I said. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Raw sienna, burnt sienna, anything like that. It's a brown on the red side basically. That's all we're looking to do. And now bring a bit of this colour very, very loosely in like this. Thinking of it as his mane basically, isn't it? Yeah, just put a little bit of loose colour in. And go back into this burnt umber mix now. Bit of burnt umber. A bit more glazing medium with that. And this glazing medium it's a fantastic thing. You notice I always take some off my brush. And just put in a little bit of colour into this area here, and then picking up some black straight into the same brush. Doesn't matter, because all that's going to happen is he's just going to merge with the colour, because the black is a little bit stronger. It's going to pick that up. So we need to get some more black there, and let's find this shape a bit more. Lost a little bit of definition around this cheekbone, so let's just put that in place. How does it look? It looks pretty good. Yeah, just merge that in. A little bit of colour there. Let's get a red. Let's get the red there. Don't forget to keep picking up this glazing medium, or it'll dry matte. Parts of this you can allow to dry matte. It's okay. Be loose with this. Be loose. We can put a little bit more detail in as we progress now. Let's just get a little bit of colour, because he's running through whatever he's running through. There you go. Let's get a little bit of black down on the side now. You might be wondering, Clive, where's the blue coming in? Well, we haven't done the blue yet, so we need to establish a few lines and things first before we do that. Yes, it's nice to paint a horse. Bit of black. Let's get some black, and let's just. How is it looking? It looks pretty good so far. So I'm washing that brush, and I'm just watching the clock. Because as you know, when Clive is home from work, he picks the wife up. He certainly does, and I can't miss the wife. She'll beat me up. She will. Okay, some white now. I've got some white into this raw sienna. Right, I'm going to pick some nice load of gloopy part of some of the glazing medium in there. Again, taking the excess off my brush. Now I'm going to go in, and I'm sitting on a funny angle. So I was talking to my friend Dawn the other day, and I was explaining how things work in the studio, and I said how far back I actually sit from the camera and what angle I'm actually sitting on. So I'm not sitting directly in front of this where I should be. I'm sitting right on an angle. So sometimes it throws my perspective out, and I got to try and paint wrong. If that makes any sense. I got to paint on weird perspectives, because the way I'm actually sitting against the canvas, it can get quite difficult sometimes. So, but there we are. It doesn't matter as long as what I'm painting turns out and it looks okay. That's all that counts at the end of the day. I'm just putting a little bit of highlight in on the horse now, and I'm going to come down. I'm going to put a bit of light there. I'm going to come in down just on this edge like that. I'm going to put in a little bit of highlight just on that edge there. You can't see his other eye. I'm picking up a little bit of blue. Ooh, blue. A little bit of white with the blue. A little bit of glazing medium. But very, very gently. Very, very lightly. Just put a hint of blue, just to cool that side off a touch like that. Just cool that side off a touch. It's just a bit of a highlight. I'm getting my brush that I just washed, and this is the original brush I used. And all I'm using this is a number 8 filbert, and I was using that number 4 detail brushes. The only brushes I've used in this painting. So besides from applying the gesso, and I use a short flat. Okay, so I'm going back into that detail brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit of blue in the eye like that. Getting some of this colour now, and thin it down a little bit. If it doesn't run, if you paint, there's a bit too much on there. If your paint doesn't run, I missed what I'm doing here. There we are. You can just about see that. If paint doesn't run, add a little bit of water. You can thin this down. It's fine. You can thin it down. Not a problem. And all we're going to do now is just bring in a couple of highlights on his hair like that. There you go. Very, very quick. Now you can spend as much time on this as you want. I'm limited to some time in the studio. I want my videos to be certain lengths if I can help it, and I've been dramatically running over lately, and I'm just trying to make these lessons as enjoyable as I can in the time scale that I've got. So let's just put a few details now into the horse. There's little bits of light catching here and there and there and here. There we are. Let's just darken that upper touch. Give me a little bit of black. I'm not happy with that there, so I'm just going to put a bit more shadowing in there like that. how are we looking? It's looking pretty good. As I said, please spend as much time as you can on this, because the longer it takes you to do it, the better it's going to look. And all I want to do today is just show you a way, a method of painting something like this. And it's really fun. It really is. If you can start to learn the process of painting a horse. Then everything becomes fun and gives you a little bit more confidence then to actually move on into other things that you're not happy with doing. So don't ever forget, don't ever worry about worrying. Don't ever worry, I should say. Don't ever worry about doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable, because inevitably you'll be surprised how you can turn out work. And I've got greatest confidence in every single one of you that watches my videos, that even if you've never painted before, you're able to go along and do something that you've never painted before. Now I'm going to go straight into a bit of white, straight into some white, a little bit of glazing medium and a touch of blue, a bit more blue, just making a very, very pale, just discolouring the white basically, just discolouring the white. And I'm just going to put a little bit of light here and there and everywhere like that. There you go. Wherever you think. How's that? Looks pretty good. I tell you what we could do now, very, very quickly, is get a bit more black. And I'm going to go darkening this area here, putting a bit more shadow in there. Like that. How's he looking? He's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. Considering the time I've actually spent on this, I'm pretty confident that that's okay. And yeah. Not happy about painting a horse because it makes you uncomfortable? Then don't worry. Made me uncomfortable thinking I had to make this video. And so we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. We all have to learn. We all continue to learn. We all continue to learn. And that's what painting in the studio with myself is all about. It's actually learning these new things and new skills and testing yourself. And on that note, all I'm going to do is get a little bit of paint on my brush and just sign this in the bottom. There you go. And I'm going to call that done. So from me and I can't think of a name. So oh, Dobbin. Yeah, so from me and Dobbin the horse, have a good day, a good week, a good month, a good year, because I don't know exactly when you're going to be watching this, as time is relative on YouTube. Where's my bin? There it is. And I will see you on the next lesson in the studio again. Bye bye, have fun, God bless. Night as well, and day, and morning, and everything else. Right.
So let's just take you on a little browse through my webpage. As you can see, there's a number of pages there. We'll go into one or two of them in just a second, but let's have a look at the shop. Okay, down here are all my products that are available. As you can see, there's flow improver, medium mix, there's some paint thickeners, etc, 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 and these are all in pounds sterling. If you want to convert that to your currency, then just click there. You can see the way the arrow moves into a little finger, and that's a currency converter there. So just to click on that, and that'll tell you what these prices are going to be in euros or dollars, etc. And they're all set up in tabs. So if you wanted to have a look what brush ranges I've got, etc., then just click on brushes, and that'll bring up the brush tabs. Also, very quickly, there is a free images to trace. So if you want to click on that tab, so if there's any lessons that you've been following and you want the tracings, then all you need to do is go down and find the one you want. Let's have a little look at Billy Rabbit. Right click and save the image as to your PC. There we go, and that works for every single one. So right click and save the image as. There you go, and that's that. So let's get back to the PNC with myself and Dawn. Right.